Hey Bitrunners, it's Brozef.
And it's Dave Ski.
Yeah, it's time for a discussion about Bitrunner things. Bitrunner. Oh dear. So, here in Harriman, Utah, there's this intersection over here by Lance's house. It's the only in or out into his neighborhood. And I swear, there's like always something going on. There's like an accident, or I think there was like everyone's gonna get the wrong impression about Harriman when I say this, but I think there was like a gunman out there one time, some crazy dude, and they shut down his neighborhood sometimes. So I always worry whenever we hear sirens, because am I gonna spend the night at Lance's house? They're on to us. You never know. So tonight we're gonna be talking about how to find people to work for your business. Who are the people that you recruit? How do you find them? How do you approach them? And ultimately, the story is suck it up, talk to someone, be an idiot, and see how it goes. So, and these are just to catch periphery and enjoyment, etc.
Okay.
And to make us not look fat. Well, actually, those ones will make us. I have a beard to make my chin look less. Make it look more fine.
What? Okay, ready.
All right. So we are Bitrunner. We are an application that serves people in that we help them with their scheduling, with their payment systems for small businesses like lawn mowing people. Sending out bills and invoices sucks. So we want to take care of it for them, provide them some service that helps them to do what they do best, which usually isn't paperwork. That's why they chose to do something awesome like mowing lawns, cleaning houses, whatever the heck it is that you do. We want to help you do it. So tonight's topic is how do you get all those people to work for you for free? But more especially, how do you even talk to those people? So I'm actually going to bring somebody in. Give me a second here. David, tell a joke. Tell them that joke you know. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Prey. I think you're the newest employee we have, aren't you?
Brandon.
Brandon's newest, yes. Yeah. He's got you beat. Well, anyways, Nick is one of the guys that I hired from work. I kind of stole him. We were looking for a good React developer, and I couldn't find anybody. Well, we found Edgar. That's another story I'll tell later. But we needed another one, because I was doing React, and I suck at front-end stuff. I suck at React, and I was like, I'm going to make something terrible. So I started to look for people, and I noticed Nick at work was really cool. Nick seemed to know his stuff. He seemed to be really personable. So I'm gonna let Nick tell the story of what happened, because I'm actually legitimately curious to know. How was it?
I get. So I'm in the kitchen at Jolt, and I'm like making my morning eggs, stirring them up, talking to Joseph. It was probably the second time I'd ever talked to him.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was just like, hey man, how was your day yesterday? Oh, it was pretty good. How's work today? Going pretty good. Yeah, cool man. And then he like walks away. And I'm sitting there doing my eggs, and the next thing I know, I hear, like, from the side of me, he's like, hey, man. And I was like, what? and I was like, what? And he's like, do you do any side work? And I was like, yeah, I guess, sure. I mean, on time to time, I did some stuff. I mean, I used to do some freelancing right out of college and some other stuff like that. Anyways, he pretty much just, like, was, hey, we got this thing going on. You should come check it out. Let's go eat some Indian food, which I guess is what you guys do for everybody.
Thai food, yeah.
Thai food, sorry.
Heck yeah, Thai sabadi and Lehigh.
Thai sabadi and Lehigh. That was pretty good.
It's our good luck.
So went and talked to them. I was like, I'm gonna rip your guys' idea off, and they're like, they're like, oh, don't worry, I don't even care if you rip my idea off. And I was like, well, then I want to join you. That's pretty much how that happened. So
yeah. We met with you again at Five Guys, talked about numbers and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. We were dismissed now.
Cool, dismissed.
Don't destroy the cameras on your way out.
Okay, so let's tell the real story as to what actually happened.
Okay.
I think it's important that when you approach people, you talk to people, that you actually show that you have a plan, right? That you're building something that matters. And not to toot our own horn or anything, right? Because we haven't finished our product. We're still in the works. We're still learning, right? We're not experts. But we tried to get enough together to say, look, this is what we're working on. This is what we have so far. This is our plan. It's more than an idea, right? We have a back end. We have all the people in critical places. We're moving forward. Here's sort of our roadmap.
Yeah.
And people would shoot holes in our ideas or shoot holes in our plans, and it was good for us. It
Yeah.
was it was a really good learning experience when you get taken down a notch by people that you're interviewing.
Yeah.
But it again, all of this is that in entrepreneurship is about making mistakes. It's about failing repeatedly, getting back up again, and trying.
And then succeeding because you failed.
Right.
It's not about being a failure.
But failure is a part of that success.
We got a laugh track back here.
But failure is part of success, right? It's a prerequisite, and so you have to not be afraid of failure, right? And so that's what we tried to do is we found people that we really, really wanted, and we said, look, we really, really want you on this team. And it kind of sweetens the deal when they only have to work 1 night a week, right? So one of the things about BitRunner that we do is instead of it being, a part-time job where you work 20 hours a week and you're trying to squeeze in full-time work, or it's full-time work and you're not getting paid, right? It's more like a book club, I would say.
Meet once a week.
Yeah. Meet once a week. Yeah.
Book club.
So we get together 1 night a week, and now it's 2 nights a week as we're getting closer towards our goals. But initially 1 night a week where we'd get together in a basement, we'd eat pizza and bust out the soda or energy drinks.
Well, I mean, this is kind of similar, in my opinion, to asking girls on dates back when I was single. Is how do you do it right? And in the end, there's no real answer that's correct. You just do it. And if you do it wrong, you live with it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it wasn't. Learn from your mistakes. We talked about failures there.
Mm-hmm.
So back in July of 2018, I was like, man, we need some real senior React developers. We need guys that actually know what they're doing, that do this for their day job too. And I didn't know anybody who did. And normally I can find people to do a job because I know people that do pretty much everything except for React.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm going to find someone. So I looked up the next React meetup in Lehi, Utah. I was like, when are all the React developers getting together? So I went, and I was like, by golly, I'm going to go in. I'm going to find somebody who knows what they're going to do. I'm going to get them to work for us. And there was a bunch of guys from Dev Mountain who were really green, didn't understand like Redux and some of the other technologies that I myself was struggling with as a more senior developer. And so I went around, just kind of introduced myself to people, kind of chatted a little bit, saw what their interest was and what their experience level was. And as soon as I figured out that they weren't the person I wanted, I ditched. You know, I was nice about it. It was like, oh yeah, it's good to meet you. I'll see you in a bit. Then I ditch and try to find somebody else because I only had like an hour to find somebody. So there were some weird guys there too. There was a guy who was like, "Yeah, check this out. I can look up how much this company's making." I was like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Check it out. I can find out how much this other company's making." I'm like, "Where are you getting this data from?" And he was kind of shady about where it was coming from. like, are you a hacker? Like, this is weird. So, needless to say, we didn't hire that guy. But there was a guy I met, his name was Edgar, and he's actually one of our developers now, because I talked to him, talked to him about what my job was like over at Unique at the time. I talked about the tech stack we had, kind of got a feel for what he was doing, and he was working in PHP on the back end. He was working in React with an API, and he was working in a small team of people that actually could work together, and I was like, yes, this guy fits all the criteria we need. And so I just straight up asked him, I was like, hey, so I got this side business I'm doing in the evenings. Do you want to be part of a startup with us? I mean, we can't hire you full time, but we will hire for equity in the evenings. And just invited him, and he was like, yeah, that's cool. And I invited him more especially to meet with us first. Mm-hmm. So before you try to get a yes out of them, you have to do your sell. So it's like, hey, so I got the startup and everything. Would you be interested in like meeting with me and the founders? And we'll kind of give you the details. And so he's like, yeah. And we took him to R&R Barbecue, and we talked to him about the business and kind of told him about how we run it. And like David said, show them that we have our stuff that's together. We're not just like some guys like, I've got an idea. But we actually had some working software, a structure to work with. We had a place to work, etc. And then, the rest is history. Edgar works for us now. You already heard the story with Nick.
Right.
And really, you just can't be afraid to ask people, and ask the right people. If you have misgivings about someone, I mean, Lance is saying this all the time, don't hire dead weight to your company. It's the fastest thing that will sink a company. So watch for the signs and be like, that person might not know everything they need. I'm going to look for the unicorn. I've got to find the right person, because when you bring the right people on in the beginning, it makes everything possible.
And one of the lessons we learned is that you should probably look at people who really know their stuff. So you don't want to develop in a tech stack that you're not familiar with.
We learned that the hard way.
Don't do that. And you want to find people who are experts in their domain. Onboarding and training inside of a startup doesn't make a lot of sense.
If they do it for their day job, they're most likely going to be good at it.
Yeah. So, just hire people who know what they're doing and fit a specific need and pain point that you're experiencing. And it works out.
Yeah. So that's all we got for tonight. And we will see you again next time. We're BitRunner. If you like us, subscribe to us, like the video, share it, etc. And if you have questions, you want something that you have questions for us that you want to hear from us about on an episode, or even just a private message, whatever, feel free to ask us at comments@bitrunner.com.
That's BITRUNR.com.
Thank you for joining us this evening.